just to see what's going on here. Hi guys, Home Business Expert here, and we have a special guest this evening, but we are having some technical difficulties. We will get back to you with our live stream here as soon as we can with our special guest. And I'm actually just going to watch me until I try to figure this out for a second here. All right. So, all right. Actually, so I wanted to introduce you guys to someone that I have known for many years. And one of the reasons why I wanted to introduce you to him and share him with you is because he's been very successful. I have spent the last 16 years since my daughter's been born doing home business, as many of you know that are followers in my channel. And if you're like me, you're searching for some extra bucks, especially during this pandemic and the situation we have today, trying to make some extra money. Maybe you're trying to save money any way you can. Maybe there's a trip. Maybe you're not affected much by the pandemic. What I want to show you and share with you is something I've never done on my channel before. Actually, I've not done many live broadcasts on my channel. That's why I'm having a problem tonight. So what I want to share with you is someone who I met many years ago, 8 years ago. It's not a terrible amount of years. And this person has affected my life and has basically taught me how to be independent from a job, just over broke job. Not working the 9 to 5. And I really can't emphasize enough how much importance this guy has to me, in terms of what you should learn from him. You see all these commercials. It actually drives me nuts when I watch a YouTube and you see all these commercials with all these huge cars and huge homes. It drives me absolutely insane. It's like ADD. Like, who's telling the truth? Who has what? Like, the financial independence that they show, I don't know how much I believe it, because I feel like you don't always get the whole truth from them. Then the next thing you know, they say, oh, just click this button below this video and it's $1,000 to talk to them. Well, or maybe even more. That's probably on the low end. But what I have for you is somebody who's authentic, who I know personally, who has done well, very well. And I want to share him with you. Right now, I'm having technical difficulties getting him connected in. We are chatting. So just give me about 5 minutes. Check back in 5 minutes. Leave it running. You can watch me struggle here and to get him back. Let me see if I can get him on here. Hopefully he can come in, because he is the real deal. I'm going to send him a little relink. All right. I should try this again. If this shouldn't work, we will try to get him on again. Just go back to my channel, Home Business Expert, and we'll pop him in there through a different live broadcast. Let's just do it that way. In the meantime, if you have any questions, just let me know. Let's roll here. All right, I think we have success. All right, guys. This is my friend and mentor. And I guess you could say we've known each other for 8 years. I've more known and followed you for 8 years and learned tons. And my success in my YouTube channel and my little small businesses, I attribute to what I've learned. So I have what's called who, what, when, where, and why. And we'll cover those questions, and anything you want to add in there. Anybody has a question, we'll check the chat and get back and forth with those questions that I'm asking, as well as those that are in the chat. So tell me, who is Christian Henneke?
Hey, good.
Hi, Christian. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Just get a sound check. Are we good?
I can hear you loud and clear. I don't know what happened there.
Yay. Okay. Well, so thanks for having me on. I used to be a plumber. Um, my long story short, I hurt my back years and years ago. I actually enjoyed my work, and it's weird. People hear plumber and enjoy the work. It wasn't the gross stuff. I didn't enjoy the gross stuff. I'm not weird. Um, well, I'm weird, but not like that. I enjoyed the physical labor. I've always enjoyed kind of sweating and bleeding and a job well done. It's just my parents raised me that way. So when I hurt my back and I couldn't do the physical labor anymore, I had to figure out something else. Big long story short, I went to kind of the traditional home business arena, that kind of space. I didn't know what in the world I was doing. Um, I I had a really rough 14 years of almost almost continual failure is what I had. It was torture. I'm grateful to be able to say I've been married for 21 years. I've got two boys. They're 15 and 12 years old. My wife should have dumped me over and over and over again over the years. I was a workaholic. I didn't know when to quit. I didn't think a lot. I was so bad, so terrible. And I finally hit like my kind of my final wall was becoming homeless about maybe a year before we met. Right about a year before we met. I think the year you and I met was the first year that I made at least $1 million personally. Net
Hmm.
earnings of $1 million, and
Okay.
it felt so surreal, so weird. I mean, I was working. It wasn't like I took a nap and woke up to a bank error in my favor. I was
Okay.
I was sweating blood for that. Um, but anyway, the who I am, who I've become, I think over the years is largely shaped through a lot of failure, a lot of learning. A nicer way to put that would be to say I learned a lot.
Hmm. Of
The
course.
last 8 years, that pivotal 4 months of being homeless, I learned a lot about a lot of different things. I think generally I became a nicer human being, more empathetic, more sympathetic. Um, I'll admit I used to be kind of quick to judge people
Okay.
without really knowing what was going on, and that's nasty. And I regret that. Anyway, pertaining to business, then I really turned things around. Started to think more strategically. I started to think. I could have just stopped there. I started to use my head, and I started to learn more about what questions would be smart to ask before just shoving off into whatever kind of pursuit.
Okay.
And anyway,
And
the last
what kind of questions did you learn to ask then?
uh, well, what I started asking 8 years ago, 9 years ago, um, I started to seek a mentor. The main change for me, like the single biggest change I made 9-ish years ago, coming out of homelessness, was I knew I wanted to and needed to latch on to somebody that had the results in their life that I wanted in my own. Otherwise, it was unreasonable. And cross your fingers and hope. I guess if you link up with somebody that hasn't actually done the work to the degree that delivers those sort of results, then I guess we just hope we make it together.
Yeah.
So
You know that I interjected a new video around 5:30 just because I was so excited to introduce you to my channel. I didn't want anybody who was interested and forgot to miss it because that's one of the things I said. You're authentic. You've done it. It's real. It's not this commercial that you get in front of a YouTube video. It's like a guy I know that actually has done it, and there's evidence. And I've known you since. Like, I've
yeah,
seen it. I've seen it. I've seen you work. I've seen the results and it's real. So that's why I was excited to share you with my channel, because I know there's a lot of people on my channel that are just interested in making some money or saving money or whatever the case may be. Why they're subscribers to my channel, I don't always know. I know there's a lot of subscribers. I just want to help. I'm a teacher by trade. Teachers like to help people. So, you know, you're authentic to me. And a lot of these other guys, I don't really know. And I try to learn from their videos, but you, I've personally met, I've spoken to, I've learned from, you know, in a live, real situation. So I just want my viewers to know this. This is real. So is there any more you want to add? Or I have another question. I don't know if you want to share what line of work or where we need to go or how others can learn from you.
Yeah, I think to continue down that path of what questions to ask might be really, really interesting and useful for your friends and subscribers here. If I could have had a couple of things injected into my life a long, long time ago rather than relatively recently, I'd have had a lot less, you know, stubbed toes and slamming into the same wall over and again. So those questions, if I had to boil them down, one would be the mentor link. That's such a big deal. If I would encourage people, if you haven't thought real hard about exactly what you want, what kind of result you want to create for you and your family, I'm thinking regarding income and what that looks like. An example I started giving a few years ago came from my own, my own experience. I woke up one day, this is about 3.5 years ago now, and the single biggest turning point in my business life hit about 3.5 years ago. And I've been on a real simple, clear, it's work, but it's real simple, clean work.
Sure.
But the turning point for me was, it had to do with these questions, and it turns out I was asking all the wrong questions all these years. So if you frame up, what do you want from the perspective of what problem are you trying to solve? I'll just tell my realization was my bills. This is going to sound funny, I think, but this is real. My bills, they're so pesky. They will not stop. Apparently, I'm going to be plagued with monthly, relentless, like till I die. And that's assuming I'm responsible. If I'm irresponsible, they will persist beyond my death. My wife and my poor family will inherit my mess if I leave a mess, right? So this is the problem for me. My problem is my bills will never leave me alone.
I think we all are in the same boat.
I think so, yeah.
As long as we eat and breathe.
Yep. So I think that's my problem, that I got really clear one day. Oh, wow. This is a high caliber problem that will persist at least as long as I'm alive. So as I start to consider what kind of solution would be best, I think best case scenario, it would be a really high caliber, like almost hard to believe kind of a solution. The solution I can think of, one is maybe win the lottery or something, but I don't play. And I would say hope isn't a course of action. You could live your life going like this, and you could go to your grave going like this. What if you have some work ethic and ability to focus and learn, how about we just force it to happen instead of hoping,
Right.
So I wanted to create an asset that throws off income, that behaves exactly like my bills. I figure that's the best possible solution I can think of. The less entanglement, the less complexity in this asset, the better. I'm kind of tired, honestly. Sometimes I feel like I've been working for 1,000 years,
I think a lot of people are, and there's a lot of people that watch my channel that are hard workers, and just the return of the money that they put the efforts out for isn't what they want or expect. I mean, there's a lot of people that work a lot harder that just think there's got to be a better way. And To me, yes. The answer is yes. There is a better way, and I think they're about ready to find out what that is. I said to them in my title, I'm like, this might be your once in a lifetime. I think we've found the answer to
Yeah.
where you can make that extra money without working your butt off
Yeah. Yeah.
in your 9 to 5. I mean,
Yeah.
so
I think a lot of us, especially any of us here, which I would think would be probably most of your followers here and subscribers here, I think probably most of us, all of us, have been looking for basically the same thing. We're looking for this long-term, stable, predictable, this never-ending solution. I work hard, and I think most of us are willing to do the work. I don't think that's been the challenge for most of us. We got a work ethic, and we're willing to learn and do, what we got to do, even for a few years or whatever we got to do. I just want the result. I want the result to stick. I want my work to mean something 5, 10, 20 years from now and still be paying my family and I every month, because my bills
right,
will still be coming 5, 10, 20 years. That won't change.
right.
How in the world do you do that? What line of work? Where in the world could regular people like us expect to have like a celebrity kind of that's crazy? Is that real?
Right. Yeah, and I think if they watch my channel, they see a lot of new stuff that I bring in and a lot of things that I do, and they have to know. I don't think my subscribers, you probably don't know how much research and everything I do. There is work that goes behind that, but what I've found and what I'm partnering up here with Christian with is something totally easier, and hopefully you can stay tuned and find out what that is.
Yeah. What
Do
I
you go ahead?
what I was thinking, just to kind of go with your thought there, I think a really nice thing we could do for your friends here is to offer to demo the work.
Okay.
I've been working on this now for a few years. This particular lane that I've been in the last few years has been the most profitable and the simplest thing I've ever done. Also the most sustainable thing, the most practical and reasonable thing, the most down to earth thing I've ever done. And all of it feels so good. So we could demo the work.
Okay.
Friends.
So is there anything you want to share in terms of specifics as far as what you've done or where we should go from this point if there's somebody that's watching that would like to learn more?
Yeah. What I would love to do is ask you, the viewer here, to just kind of see if you can check off some boxes here. Just take this internally. Just ask yourself, am I really ready to work? Do I have some time, and am I willing to commit? Am I coachable? If you can honestly answer yes to these sorts of questions, then Amy, I think I can say that you and I would be willing to spend some time. The work that I've been doing, that I'm starting to now work with Amy on, and that we'd be willing to share with you. It's live, direct, one-on-one, possibly with Amy in the mix. So 2-on-1, sort of an appointment is what I think would be best. I'm interested in you having the best chance and at understanding what we're doing and exactly how we do what we do. So in this kind of a demo, I think I can basically demo the work. So what I'd show you is exactly what we're doing, and simultaneously you'll see exactly how we do what we do.
Okay.
So
okay,
yeah.
I think that's a amazing offer. I don't know if you're all watching, you really get what he just said. He's willing to take the time to show you personally, if you're interested and you're willing to take time to listen and do a little bit of work to, basically log on and watch, he's going to actually take his time out and show you what he does, how he does it, and what he's, I guess, been, doing in the background there for your residual income, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
I'll warn you, it's not real fancy. Honestly, you'll probably look at it and go, that's what you're
Really?
doing?
Yeah, I know, other people that are in your shoes, they charge thousands of dollars and hundreds for an hourly session or sessions. And I know that that's not the case. You're just offering this free to my viewers, correct?
Yeah. I appreciate you and the action you've taken and your diligence. And I'm happy to do this for your subscribers.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit of context. And I it just still feels weird to be able to honestly say something like what I'm about to say. But my average day working, part-time here at the house pays me what a lot of people work a whole month for.
Wow.
My average day. So I just hope that underscores, the bit of like, this is a big deal. I am willing to spend the time, and I just hope that you would come to the table honestly with that assessment, that self-assessment of, yes, I am coachable. I'm willing to show up, ready to learn and ready to get my hands dirty and do the real work. I'll show you exactly what the real work looks like. And I think that's what a lot of kind of the internet has been missing a lot of these years. Most of what I've seen over the years is kind of the get something for nothing kind of a pitch. Just bring your credit card, give us some money, and we'll make it all happen for you while you take.
It's not the real deal if they say that, right? Yeah, I've heard that one as well.
Yeah, it's not real.
And I'm transparent on my channel. I tell them, if this is going to work, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take more time that they tell you in the commercial. Yeah, I give them the real deal. So moving forward, if they want to and they're interested, what would you suggest we do to get them connected with you and I? I know for me personally, I have an appointment schedule on my Facebook page, which I'm ticking down below. Is that something that would suffice for appointments and we can kind of connect that way?
Yeah. Let's just use that. I'm happy to. What I would prefer to do, actually, even if, and I'm thinking, since you and I have crossed paths a few times over the years, there may be some people in your audience that go, "Hey, I know that guy."
Oh yeah.
If that's you, let's collaborate and just go to Amy's page here, set an appointment, and there'll be some extra synergy with us working on this together. So I would just ask, please don't approach me directly. Go through Amy and let's let her kind of handle the logistics of setting that up. That'll make it easier for me and ultimately better for you, the viewer. So let's do it that way.
That sounds fantastic. All right. Well, what I'll do is put the link in the description below this video once it stops airing live. I'll also put it in the comments section. And if you have any question, you can always, I will put my email in the description only for about a limited time, probably for a week, so you can contact me. Otherwise, go to my Facebook page, Home Business Expert, and you can contact me there through Messenger. So, well, Christian, I really appreciate the time that you took to help me out and help my viewers out. I hope that we can help somebody who's in need to either save money, and that's another part of the portion, is we can teach them how to save money as well, even if they're not interested in the whole let's make money. Either way, we can help them out no matter who they are, as long as they take a little bit of time to learn what we have to offer for them.
Yeah, and I guess it might be safe to or good to mention here that the demo of the work really we need 20 minutes. So maybe add 10 or 15 minutes so we can kind of connect. And since we've never talked before, 30, 35 minutes should be plenty. Something like that.
That sounds great.
Okay.
All right. If there's anybody watching that has any questions, just throw out a comment over there in the live section and we'll surely help you out to answer any of the questions that you may have. But otherwise, if you don't have any questions, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is Christian Henneke, and he is serving as a catalyst to the rest of your freedom-filled future. Thanks again, Christian.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you around.
See ya.